18 months. That is how long it took to end 60 years of American trucking history. The Peterbilt 389. Gone. Discontinued. Replaced. After 17 years and 110,000 trucks that owner-operators bought not because they were the most fuel-efficient option and not because they were the cheapest option, but because they were the truck that said something specific about the driver who chose it. Something that no fleet manager's spreadsheet ever measured, and that no manufacturer's spec sheet ever captured. The Kenworth W900, ending production in 2026. After 63 years, the longest continuous production run in American heavy truck history. The truck that has been rolling off the assembly line since 1961, through Vietnam, through the oil crisis, through deregulation, through the rise of the owner-operator era, through every economic cycle that the American trucking industry has ridden from the Eisenhower Interstate to the Amazon delivery revolution. Done. Both trucks gone within 18 months of each other, and nobody, not Peterbilt, not Kenworth, not PACCAR, who owns both of them, has told you the complete, honest story of why. Not the official press release story, the real story. The story about what actually ended these two trucks, why it happened in the same 18-month window, and what the disappearance of the 389 and the W900 means for the future of American trucking identity in a way that goes far beyond which new truck replaced them. This video is that story. Stay with me. Let me start with what the 389 and the W900 actually were. Not in spec sheet terms, in cultural terms. Because understanding why their loss matters requires understanding what they represented beyond the horsepower ratings and the wheelbase measurements. The Peterbilt 389 was introduced in 2006 as the direct successor to the iconic 379, the truck that had defined Peterbilt's identity since 1987. The 389 kept everything that made the 379 legendary. The pod headlights, the polished aluminum hood, the raised roof sleeper that gave drivers the space to actually live in the truck rather than simply occupy it. The long hood that announced, before a single word was spoken, that the person behind the wheel had chosen something specific, had made a choice that was not primarily about cost per mile. Peterbilt sold 110,000 389s in 17 years. 110,000 individual purchase decisions by drivers and owner-operators who looked at every other truck in the market, who saw the Freightliner Cascadia's fuel economy numbers and the Kenworth T680's aerodynamic efficiency and the Volvo VNL's European refinement, and chose the 389 anyway. Not despite the premium, because of what the premium represented. The 389 represented the owner-operator's right to own a machine that reflected their professional identity rather than their fleet manager's cost model. Every 389 sold was a vote cast by an individual with their own money and their own business for the proposition that the truck you drive should mean something beyond its operational efficiency. The Kenworth W900 was older and more fundamental. From 1961 to 2026, 63 years of essentially the same design philosophy. The long hood that dated to an era when diesel engines were big enough that they needed the space in front of the driver. The chrome stacks that were functional before they were cultural. The driving position that put you above and behind a hood that stretched to the horizon. A view from behind the wheel that no cab-over design and no modern aerodynamic truck has ever replicated for the specific demographic of driver who grew up knowing what it meant to be behind that hood. The W900 was in production for a reason that had nothing to do with fuel economy and nothing to do with competitive positioning. It was in production because there were buyers, real buyers with real money, who would not buy anything else. Drivers who ran mountains, drivers who logged, drivers who hauled oversized loads that required the maneuverability of the long hood configuration in ways that the aerodynamic trucks could not match, and drivers who simply refused to operate in anything else because the W900 was not just the truck they drove, it was part of who they were. Now let me tell you why both trucks ended in the same 18-month window. Because the official story, that emissions regulations and aerodynamic efficiency requirements made the classic long hood configuration commercially unviable, is accurate but incomplete. It captures what happened without explaining why it happened at this specific moment in trucking history, rather than 5 years earlier or 5 years later. The diesel emissions regulatory tightening that began with EPA 2007 and continued through EPA 2010, and the subsequent regulatory updates, created a progressive design pressure on every Class 8 truck manufacturer. Each emissions standard required more sophisticated aftertreatment systems, larger DEF tanks, more complex DPF configurations, more precise exhaust temperature management that added weight, added cost, and added complexity to every truck in the market. The manufacturers who had designed their trucks around aerodynamic efficiency from the beginning, Freightliner, Volvo, absorbed these requirements more naturally. The long hood trucks absorbed them as a compromise with their fundamental design philosophy. The Peterbilt 389, with its full emissions compliance package, was a heavier and more mechanically complex truck than the 379 it replaced. The additional weight of the aftertreatment systems reduced the net payload advantage that the 389's strong chassis had previously provided over lighter-framed competitors. The additional mechanical complexity increased the maintenance cost differential versus the simpler architecture aerodynamic competitors. Every successive emissions update made the 389's premium over the aerodynamic alternatives harder to justify purely on financial terms. PACCAR, the parent company that owns both Peterbilt and Kenworth, made a strategic decision. The 389 would be discontinued and replaced by the 589. The 589 would carry forward the visual identity of the classic long hood, the pod headlights, the polished aluminum hood, the premium interior, but on an aerodynamic platform that could absorb the continuing regulatory requirements without the increasing cost and complexity penalty of the fully traditional long hood architecture. The 589 is the 389's answer to the emissions era. It is a genuine successor. It carries the identity forward in a package that can survive the next decade of regulatory requirements in ways the 389 ultimately could not. The W900 story ended differently. Kenworth made a different calculation. The W900's buyer demographic, the logging operators, the heavy haul specialists, the ranchers and agricultural freight operators who needed the specific operational characteristics of the traditional long hood, was not large enough to sustain the investment required to bring the W900 into full compliance with the next generation of emissions requirements on the timeline that PACCAR's production planning required. The W990, a modern long hood with current generation aerodynamics and emissions compliance, was introduced as the W900's successor. But it did not fully replace the W900 for the specific operational applications where the W900 was irreplaceable. And when PACCAR made the production decision, the W900 did not survive it. Now let me tell you what the 389 and the W900 meant to each other. Because these two trucks, built by the same parent company, sharing the same PACCAR DNA, competing for the same owner-operator-buyer, had a relationship that neither manufacturer acknowledged publicly, but that shaped the market for classic trucks for 20 years. The 389 and the W900 competed for the same buyer. The serious owner-operator who wanted a premium long-hood truck that reflected professional identity. The driver who had the means and the motivation to pay more for the truck that said something about them. For 20 years, from the introduction of the 389 in 2006 through the final production years of both trucks, these two machines competed directly for the loyalty and the purchase dollars of the most valuable segment of the owner-operator market. They competed on different terms. The 389 competed on modernity within the classic idiom. It was the long hood truck that incorporated current cab technology, current safety systems, and current material quality into the format that the classic truck community demanded. The W900 competed on authenticity. It was the truck that had not changed its fundamental character in 60 years, that represented a connection to the origins of long-haul American trucking that no other truck could claim. PACCAR, the parent, allowed both to exist as long as both could find buyers. The 389's 110,000-unit production run and the W900's 63-year production continuity both speak to the fact that there were enough buyers for both trucks to justify their production costs. When both ended, the 389 replaced by the 589, the W900 ending without a true replacement, PACCAR made a statement that the market had made first. The era of the purely traditional long-hood truck as a viable commercial product for the mainstream Class 8 market was over. Not because no one wanted them, because not enough people wanted them to justify the investment their continued production required in the new regulatory environment. Now, let me tell you what was actually lost, and what is not lost, when these two trucks left the market. What was lost is irreplaceable. The specific driving experience of the W900's cab forward of the hood position, the view looking down that long hood at the road ahead, does not exist in any current production truck. The 589 carries the long hood visual identity forward, but the Epic package's aerodynamic optimization means the driving position is different. The feeling is different. The experience that W900 drivers describe as fundamental to why they chose the truck, that specific experience is gone from any new truck you can buy today. The 389's specific combination of material quality, interior finish, and mechanical simplicity in a modern long hood package, the version of the long hood experience that prioritized current cab quality over the pure authenticity of the W900, is also gone. The 589 is better in almost every measurable dimension, and it is different in the specific dimension that the 389's community valued most. The 589 is a modern truck that honors the heritage. The 389 was a heritage truck that honored the modern era. The distinction matters to the drivers who understood it. What is not lost is the community that these trucks created. The drivers who built their professional identity around the 389 and the W900 are still driving, still operating, still talking about their trucks at fuel stops and truck shows, and in the YouTube comments sections of channels like this one. The community that the long hood trucks built, the shared identity of the owner-operators who chose the premium over the practical, the heritage over the efficiency, the statement over the spreadsheet. That community does not end when the trucks stop being built. It migrates to the 589 for the drivers who want to carry the tradition forward in a truck they can actually buy new today, to the used market for the drivers who want the original rather than the successor, to the conversations, exactly like this one, where the community processes what it means to lose something that was genuinely irreplaceable. Here is what both trucks ultimately proved about American trucking, and why their loss matters beyond the specific machines. The 389 and the W900 proved that there is a segment of the American trucking market that is not primarily motivated by cost per mile. That is, not making its purchasing decisions primarily from a fleet manager's efficiency model. That is, buying trucks the way serious professionals buy tools. Not for the cheapest option that gets the job done, but for the best expression of how they understand their craft. That segment still exists. PACCAR knows it exists, which is why the 589 was designed to serve it. Kenworth knows it exists, which is why the W990 was introduced before the W900 ended. The manufacturers did not kill the classic truck community. They evolved the products that serve it, while the regulatory environment made the original products unsustainable. The real story of why the 389 and the W900 ended in the same 18 months is not a story about trucks. It is a story about what happens when identity-driven purchasing meets regulatory-driven manufacturing constraints. The drivers won the identity argument. The 589 and the W990 exist because the manufacturer acknowledged that the classic truck community was too large and too valuable to abandon. The regulators won the efficiency argument. The classic long hood in its purest traditional form cannot survive the next decade of emissions requirements at a price point that the market can absorb. The specific machines are gone. The community that built them is not. If this channel is the place where that community comes to understand what it built and what it is building next, subscribe. Because next week, we go inside the comparison that every driver who watched this video and felt something has been waiting for. The 589 versus the W990, head-to-head, in the complete financial and identity comparison of the two trucks that PACCAR built to carry the classic tradition into the era that ended the originals.